How is it going, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome to a brand new set of locals feature matches. I believe this is from April 3rd. Yes, I believe this is from April 3rd. Yeah, April 3rd's locals. And we are in round one here. And we have a very exciting matchup, and I say that a little sarcastically because we have two invoked variants here facing off against each other. And I know invoked is everybody's favorite. Good old Alistair normal summon, right? We all know how it goes, right? And it's not the most exciting thing, but this is our round one matchup. Pot of Prosperity starting things off for our invoked Dogmatika player, revealing two Dronelock birds and a Nadir servant, and it looks like he is going to chain a D shifter, or at least on resolution activate D shifter, and it looks like by doing so he has not opted to play around Triple Tactics talent by not using it in the standby phase. I mean, I don't know if there's really a reason to not use it in the standby phase, but it looks like he is going to use the confiscation-like effect, or forceful sentry, it's one of those, to look at his hand and take one of those cards in his hand and put it back into the deck, revealing two Alistairs and a Red Eyes Black Dragon, as well as a Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse. So now seeing that the rest of the hand is hand trap free, our invoked Dogmatika player is going to start by normal summoning Ecclesia and going to search a Dogmatika card, looking at possibly grabbing Punishment here. But Punishment, has the great, it will be dead, essentially, because whatever is going to be sent off of it, if he plans on resolving it next turn, will be banished instead because of that D shifter. So D shifter proving to be a pretty high impact hand trap here. D-Shifter is crazy, man. The only thing that makes D-Shifter not that crazy is because how crazy it is. Does that make any sense? Like, it's great because it's a macrocosmos, but it's also a macrocosmos for you, and, which can hurt, and, you got to be playing a certain type of deck to synergize with that, or certain type of deck to not really care about the graveyard too much. And you also need to have no cards in grave, so it's a little balance in that way, I suppose. It looks like he's top decked a Gamma Seal here, and that is going to go right over top of Ecclesia. And playing a Mech Knight strategy, you can imagine he's going to use that to line up a column for himself here by placing that Gamma Seal in the same column as that Punishment. We know it's a Punishment, obviously. So yeah, he's got himself a column set up and established, and it looks like he's going to normal summon the other copy of Alistair he had in his hand, and use that to go ahead and grab a copy of everybody's favorite fusion spell at the moment, I'm sure, and that is the Invocation, right? So we'll see what he is going to do here now. Playing Invocation might be a little risky, because if he does, the Invocation will go to the banishment zone. And it looks like he's going to try to use the Punishment there, and then, maybe having a second thought, not using it. I'm not sure of the exact text on Punishment. Have to just send one card, or if it does have to just send it to the graveyard. But, of course, D-Shifter putting a wrench in those plans regardless. Because usually, sending Entis or Titaniclad are typical targets, and they need to hit the grave to be able to activate their effects, so which he does not have access to the grave here. So he's going to special summon Indigo Eclipse in the same column as both the Gamma Seal and the Nibiru token, acting as a placeholder for the Gamma Seal for the time being. And we're going to see him go into battle phase here. He'll take 200 from the Indigo and then another 1,000 from Alistair. And we'll see what he is going to do next. We know he is on Red Eyes Fusion, so we could possibly see an Anaconda. We could see a Morning Star, maybe, but a Morning Star maybe wouldn't make too much sense, since if you're going to go for something like Secret to act as sort of like a bit of a skill drain with Indigo Eclipse, it's not going to work because your Indigo Eclipse is now banished. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to see Anaconda. One thing, especially with all the dueling book I've been doing lately, one thing I really just hate is just Red Eyes Fusion. I just absolutely... I'm salty about it. I will go ahead and let it out right now. I'm salty about Red Eyes Fusion, man. Why can 2 monsters get you Red Eyes Dark Dragoon? I don't know. We've had a 2 monster issue in the past, and we'll have it again. But he is going to gladly pay $2,000 and send Dark Magician and Red Eyes for a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And I don't really know what else he's doing after this. The Gamma, remembering that the Gamma Seal is now no longer on the field. He's just putting it off to the side, not wanting to put his cards on his opponent's map. Yeah, so summoning Dragoon, and the other card in his hand, I would believe, is another Red Eyes, because it looked like he sent another copy from the deck. He might be on multiple, or it might be the other Alistair, actually. No, no, it wouldn't be the other Alistair. But it looks like we're going to see a Nibiru here. And, do you negate? I feel like you have to negate this. You don't want to just let your Dragoon go away just like that, because, I mean, even if you do burn the negate, right, you still have a 3K, well, technically 4K, untargetable, indestructible beater on the field. So you might as well just protect it here in this one instance. And there's an invocation. So yeah, the invocation was in hand. That's right. He did search it off Alistair. Completely forgot. I don't know how I could forget that, but I guess I did. So yeah, you're negating the Nibiru there, obviously. I believe that Nibiru should be banished, but it doesn't make too big of a difference there anyways. Our invoked Dogmatika player now starting his turn off with Nadir Servant, which is probably going to feel pretty good. Not under D-Shifter anymore. And going to send probably Titaniclad here. Yep, Titaniclad makes the most sense. Sending Entis really isn't going to do anything unless you really want to clear that Anaconda, but Ecclesia can do that on its own. So he'll secure himself an end phase search / summon. Grab that Ecclesia to hand. And now the only thing here is, how are we going to get around this Dragoon? Well, luckily for Dogmatika, they have a very, very good out within their deck. And that card, in its text, lacks a specific word. Starts with the letter T. I'll let you figure out what it is. It's target. And that, of course, is the Knight Fleur-de-Lis. Going to come down, hit the field. He does control another Dogmatika. There is a monster special from the extra deck. And he's going to use its effect to negate the effects of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And now going to use the Dogmatika punishment, targeting the Anaconda. And it looks like he's going to send Entis. So the Anaconda will get destroyed by punishment, and the Dragoon will get destroyed by Entis since its effects are negated. And he's going to swing in with Fleur-de-Lis first, using its effect to go up to 3K. And then, that will also boost Ecclesia up to 2,000. So he'll take a whopping 5,000 damage there. Putting him down to 1,000. Ideally, maybe he could have closed this turn out here, or closed the game out here this turn. I don't really know how he was going to do that. He has a Droll and Lockbird in his hand, so maybe he could have just normal summoned that, link that into Almirage, and then into something else with just 1,000 attack at least. I'm not sure how much. I think Almirage has 0. Maybe could have linked that into Secure Gardna, but maybe could have closed the game out there. I'm not entirely sure. The Dogmatika punishment coming in very, very clutch, though. And we're going to see the end phase Titaniclad activate. Going to add another copy of Ecclesia as a follow-up for next turn. And that will do it. Has Droll and a Talents in hand. So the Droll is going to come in clutch here. But our invoked mech player is top decking at this point. And it looks like he is going to scoop it up, and we're going to head into game 2. Hey guys, just wanted to let you all know that Imperium Duelist has come out with some brand new products. The first being their Fire Attribute deck box, following up the Dark Attribute deck box they did a few months back. Really, really nice interior color as well. They also just came out with a brand new 9-pocket binder, looking pretty slick, themed after the spell magic formula. Got some nice white pages there and some nice artwork on the front and back of the binder with the zipper as well. Actually pretty handy feature. And last but not least, my playmat Blazing Permafrost is still available. It's a limited supply of these, and once they're gone, they are gone. So go ahead and grab one now if you haven't. And you can get all this stuff for 10% off using my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout. And of course, support the channel in the process. And of course, if you guys find yourselves buying anything on TCG Player or drawphase.com, please do not forget to check out the affiliate links I have to their sites down in the description below. If you guys shop and check out using those links, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel, and it helps out greatly. Also, consider becoming a member of the channel today. YouTube members will get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content via the community tab, early videos, and other things like that. So go ahead and check it out if you are interested. And our invoked Mech Knight player has got it pretty rough here. Actually just outright passing on his first turn, not doing a single thing. And you know what? The fact that he is playing Mech Knight, it's really not too surprising. That is one of Mech Knight's signature moves, is to have the opportunity to go first and then to do simply nothing on that turn, because a lot of your Mech Knights simply have no way to hit the field because the opponent has not invested anything onto theirs. So the Pot of Extravagance going to be immediately ashed. I mean, knowing that there's talents in the deck, there are probably better points to ash. I've been finding a lot myself personally, and maybe it's because I'm really afraid of Red Eyes Fusion, that I tend to hold off on ash if I see the prosperity, because I find that prosperity is really just bait a lot of the times. Yes, it could potentially find them a good card, but you know, most of the times that card that they're adding can just be ashed anyways. But I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect on that. I a lot of the times find that, you know, ashing the prosperity against some decks isn't really worth it. I guess it really depends on what you're playing against, what knowledge you have going into games 2 and 3, obviously, etc., etc. So our invoked Dogmatika player isn't going to have a huge turn here, just setting 2 and attacking for half damage. Remember, half damage under prosperity. So he will swing in for 750. And now our invoked Mech Knight player setting a back row, a telltale sign that a Mech Knight play might be coming. Our invoked Dogmatika player is going to read that, and we're going to see a Cosmic Cyclone immediately played on a set, which ends up being World Legacy Secret. I mean, I guess he could have technically also thought that maybe he was ending his turn, and was probably trying to get in on a Cosmic there, but doesn't matter too much. Well, I guess it does matter. He does have another card to set, but the other set card is Dogmatika Punishment, which Dogmatika Punishment is just a horrendous card for Mech Knights to deal with. You're removing an entire column here. It's just such a minus. It is so bad. Now, could you imagine if this set was something like, you know, Waking the Dragon? You know how crazy that would be. That's why I find siding Waking the Dragon actually to be very much viable in a deck like Mech Knight. And it looks like the other set was a Artifact. Artifact Lancia, and not going to summon the Lancia. That's right, because it has to be destroyed in the opponent's turn. That's right. It's been a while since I've actually had an Artifact, you know, be set and, you know, destroyed and then being summoned. I guess not really. I did play against some Unchained players recently on stream, so I guess I can't really say that. But that's going to end his turn. That's a lot of removal. Will really hurt the Mech Knight strategy. But speaking of removal, there is a Gamma on the other Ecclesia. It's going to slow his turn down just a little bit here, which is exactly what he needs. He needs at least one more turn. That Blue Sky Search would have really helped out quite a bit. I wonder if he's actually on Girsu with this deck, just because he is also playing the Invoked engine. It'll be interesting to find out. But now what you do at this point, okay, I guess it looks like we're going to see a Maximus here, banishing the Entis in the grave. And we're going to send 2. We'll see what he's going to send. Looks like El Shadal Apgalone. as well as we might see a Ashen Dragon. I don't really see the need to send an Entis right here. The Gamma and the Driver are just going to remove themselves in the end phase anyway. So yeah, we're going to see Apkallone and Ash Dragon. And then it looks like, yeah, the Invoked Link and the Magistus Link one here being sent for our Invoked Mech Knight player. Man, I haven't seen the Alistair Link in so long. Now that I think about it, it's crazy to see what happened to that card, man. That card literally just fell off the face of the earth. And it's a really good card, too. Just on paper, the Alistair Invoker of Madness is just actually a really decent card. I wonder if we'll see a resurgence of it at some point in the future. If Invoked becomes even more popular than it is already, which I don't really see how that would be possible because it seems like that deck is everywhere. So we're going to see the Maximus get summoned. Looks like he added Schism, pitching Droll for the Apkallone, part of the effect. You know, feeling that, you know, probably having something like Winda might be a little more favorable than just a Droll knock. And the other card in hand at this point, we can imagine, is actually another Droll and Lock bird, if I'm not mistaken. For some reason, I thought it was Talents, but it was not. So that actually ends up doing it for his turn. Our Invoked Mech Knight player really thinking on a play here. He might not have one, which is unfortunate. No columns being established here for him by the opponent. And yeah, that's rough. When you play Mech Knights, not having a column is very, very rough. And I think our Invoked Dogmatika player might have also forgotten his end phase Titaniclad, which is rather unfortunate. And it looks like he's going to try to proceed to the end phase. And before he leaves main phase, our Invoked Dogmatika player is going to use that Schism here to summon out a Winda. Not really doing too much here in terms of stopping special summons. But, you know, it is going to help put on a little extra damage here going into this next turn. So it looks like our Invoked player might just proceed straight into the battle phase and just going to hit in with 15, 15, and 22. Not dead yet, actually, which is pretty crazy. He's getting another turn here. Yeah, hopefully he can draw something here. Picks up a card for turn. It looks like he has Red Eyes in hand. I can see that much. The other cards are unknown. I just need to see if that our Invoked Dogmatika player has talents. He does not. He has Ash and Droll. What happened to the talents? Did I miss something? Talents looks like it was in the grave. Okay, maybe I missed something. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be the match there. A 2-0, very swift 2-0 on behalf of our Invoked Dogmatika player. So a 2-0 win there against Invoked Mech Knight. Yeah, pretty rough match there. You hate to see it, but that's just the Mech Knight engine. Really not working too well there. It's working kind of against you. It's rather unfortunate to see because I do love the Mech Knights. Would have loved to see them pull through here for a 2-0 win, but it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this live feature match. If you did, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so we can hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, Winner Kills signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And of course, a special thanks goes to all of the YouTube members supporting this channel, and a special thanks to our Divine level channel members, and they are Zors and Cadillacs84. Thank you guys so much for your continued and very generous support of the channel.